Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're all doing great. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I am Nelson. You are now tuned into Nature Nell, and if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit like, because it really does help this channel grow to bring you such episodes like this one, which I've been so excited to bring you. It has been dreadful out here, and I'm in Florida. I could only imagine everyone up north. It has been so cold, and finally today I get to wear short sleeves. It's been layers upon layers upon layers of clothing here in Florida, especially in Miami. We're not used to this kind of weather, so we have to layer a lot because we don't really, I have coats and jackets, but not everybody, really invests in these heavy coats. And we were in the 40s, and in some places it was 20s and low, and even the minus. I heard upper state Florida snowed. It was insane this season. So anyways, I'm just so happy that the sun is out. No more rain, no more cold weather. That combination is terrible for your orchids. I kid you not when I tell you, nothing has been watered for almost 2 weeks. And it still looks green. And I looked around last night. Yeah, there's some yellowing, but nothing like about a month ago. I ended up watering, and then it rained, and then the temperature dropped. Oh my God, did I get a lot of yellow leaves. And I heard a lot of people who grow outdoors here in Florida had the same situation. So we're back on track, and today I'm gonna bring you my haul from 2 amazing international shows. If you guys have not seen them, they're actually already uploaded. One is a Fort Lauderdale Orchid Society show, which thank you, John Soto, so much for your wonderful invitation to the show. It was amazing. I heard it broke records. Some of the vendors told me that they sold more this year than last year. So that is a wonderful, wonderful turnout. Thank you to all the people who attended and supported the vendors, both local and international. And thank you for my polo shirt, John. This was an amazing gift. I love these type of gifts because they're so personalized. And of course, right here I have Marley's pins from Orchideque. I'm starting to collect them, and I love it because it actually matches these two. I didn't plan it that way. I saw it today and I said, you know what, let me put it on for the haul, so that way I can show you. It's actually part of the haul from Tamiami International Orchid Show, which was another amazing show run by the Moats family, which I love going every year. It's, to me, probably the top show of the year. It's what I'll always call the Disney of shows. Crowsmith is the same way. When I go to Apopka, the fact that they're close to Disney, it actually gives you that feel. But Tamiami, my God, where there's so many vendors. I will show you that, what I got from them as well in this haul. So I'm going to combine the two. That way I can get 2 birds, 1 stone. I don't like to use the K word. It's not a good word. So 2 birds, 1 stone. You'll see what I got. Hopefully I won't forget anything, because I do have it spread out. Because it was so cold, some of the plants that I brought home did get a little shocked, and they did lose their leaves. It was very, my cat's, hey, stop it. He's scratching the screen. He only does that when I'm here. It's weird. But anyway, I don't want to keep chatting. I'm going to turn this camera around and I'm going to show you guys. Hopefully I won't forget anything, because there is a lot to show, and even a couple of gifts that were given to me, like this shirt that I've already shown you. There's something else that Mr. John Soto gifted me that I wasn't going to show, but I think it should be shared with you guys, because it's such a beautiful gesture and so classy. So anyways, without further ado, let's go check out that haul. Okay, so let's start right here. I'm going to try to keep it in the order that I actually, not that I shopped them, but I'll try to do Fort Lauderdale Orchid Society International Show first, and then I'll do the Tamiami International Orchid Festival last. All right, so first and foremost, these dendrobiums I got from Backyard Blooms. Like you guys know, and I mention many times, I love going there immediately when I go to the shows because they always have some really cool dendrobiums for sale. And this one, Terry actually bought this one as well as the one you see back there. And I am totally in love with it. I really didn't think the flowers were going to fare well because it was so cold back here when I brought them and they were indoors. What happens is when you bring orchids from a show and it's warm inside and all of a sudden you put them outdoors and it's like in the 40s, it could go in shock, which this one did. It was full of leaves and unfortunately they all turned yellow. Now that doesn't mean that the plant is damaged. The plant is perfectly fine. Unfortunately, the leaves just were too sensitive to handle the cold weather, but the flowers actually did very well. I think the cold weather preserved the flowers because they're exactly the way they were when I got it. And now this is, hold on, a Dendrobium Lijo Lijo crossed with Goldie Eye, which I do have the Goldie Eye, and I think it's not in bloom right now, but it's one of those that is a very heavy bloomer. So I have a feeling this is going to be one of those. So when you guys have dendrobiums, if the leaves fall out, don't throw it out. It's not dead. It's just that the leaves are sensitive. It's like, okay, let's put it this way. It's going to be a horrible analogy, but hair. Okay, if your hair kind of falls out, lack of protein, or you're pulling it back too much in a ponytail, that doesn't mean you're dying. It just means your hair is falling out. It's too sensitive. So think of it that way with the plants. When the leaves are falling out, it's not the plant itself. I mean, sometimes it can be, but see, like this one, this is just cold weather, but the plant is fine. So don't get depressed or think that your plant just died, because it's just the leaves. Now right next to it is another one from Backyard Blooms. Look how beautiful that is. Look at the colors on this. I fell in love with this dendrobium when I first went to their booth. Terry's like, oh, I gotta have this. And I'm like, no, we both gotta have this. It's just a gorgeous red with that little splash of yellow right in the labellum. And then if you look at the edges, it has a beautiful trimming on the petals. Now this one, it's called something copper, hold on. Yeah, Dendrobium Copper Queen crossed with a mini. Now, let me see, I'm surprised they didn't have, because these were free rooted. When they're free rooted, they don't really put their main tags, but I'll show you in case you guys want to reach out to them. Most of their orchids have these beautiful tags. Here, close up on this. And I love when they do this because I could give you guys the proper advertising. So if you guys want to reach out to them, you can do so through that information, or you can go to the Boca show. Excuse me. The Boca show, you know, I'm going to show you right now because I know I'll forget later. Today I'm not going to be putting the shows at the end because I want to share some wonderful photos from the Tamiami show. And I think I have some from the Fort Lauderdale show. But I want to show this to you because I am going to be going here. It's a Valentine's weekend, February 8 and 9, which will be next weekend. And that's the information right there. So if you guys want to go, I believe Backyard Bloom will be there and you guys will be able to, hopefully if they have this, if you guys are watching at Backyard Bloom, Melissa, I suggest you take these because once I show them on blast, my viewers always tell me, oh, I'm going to go and get them. So if you have these, I don't know if you sold out, please bring them with you because I don't see why anyone who collects orchids would not want something like this or this. It's just stunning, stunning, stunning. Now down here, this little thing right here, it's so gorgeous. It had more flowers. Unfortunately, they fell out. But this comes from Martin Nursery. Now you guys know that I've been collecting Tolumnias and I didn't have a lot of luck with them in the beginning. but I have learned to keep them. And I got this one from Martin Nursery. And hold on, let me get you the name. And it's funny because they spell strawberry with one R. And these little monkeys, I think they're 25 or 20. Yeah, $20. So it's a really nice little flower. When it was, I should have, sometimes what I like to do is I like to record when they are in full bloom. But I tell you, it was dreadful to come back here and record. I did record some, but this one I just skipped on it. I didn't remember. But we have one flower and we can see how gorgeous that is. Tolumnias are my candies of the orchid world. When you have a lot of them, it just looks like a bunch of candy. So pretty, so detailed. Their labellums are spectacular. Excuse me, I'm having the dry throat. I just got up, so my throat always, when I start talking too much, freshly awakened, that happens. But what I like about Tolumnias is their wide labellum that almost look like an art piece, like an abstract. And Martin had a lot of these. Now, right next to it, I will share the photo with you. This comes from my friends over at Plant Madness. Hold on, let me pull this out. And if you watch the Fort Lauderdale show, there's their information. Very nice fellas. Ted is super cool. He was very helpful. And this Gulf Shore Beauty Torino, you'll see Terry and me picking them at his at their booth, and they're in Loxahatchee, Florida. I don't know why we thought it was Fakahatchee, but it's Loxahatchee. And this is a beautiful pink and yellow flower. And I will always put the photo if I can have it. And what I'm learning to do is at the show, they usually have the photo or something in bloom, and I will record it and keep it in record so I can show you guys. But I am in love with this. I can't wait. I'm going to probably mount it because it does have the Brassavola type of leaves. And I was just going to show you my Brassavola, but that will not come until my What's in Bloom, which will be right after this video gets uploaded. So no peeking in the background, please. Now down here, you know, I'm going to put them here because it's going to be much better to show you. These are, I didn't think this through too well. These are some amazing Schomburgkias. This is an international grower that I discovered literally last year at the Fort Lauderdale Orchid Society event. So they're 1 year ago, I actually bought dendrobiums from them. These are bag babies. And bag babies, for you guys who are newbies and don't know, it's just basically orchids that are placed in plastic bags and sold free rooted. Now I did pot them right away because it was cold. I didn't want to leave them out, you know, with their roots exposed to such cold weather. But these three, here, I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be easier when I edit. There we go. So now, well, let me do it like this. I'm sorry, I'm making you guys dizzy. So this, these three Schomburgkias, I'm gonna put the photo right on top, boom, right there. And I will give you the names. I'll put the names underneath because it'll be much easier than pulling each tag out. But I got these from Orchis. Here, let me say the name properly because I always say Orchid Floriculture, but it's Orchis Floriculturing Inc. And here's their information if you guys want to reach out to them. But I got these, believe it or not, guys, it was the last day, it was on Sunday, and I got them 3 for $50. They went fast. Like when you see those sales on Sundays, Sundays are the best days because the international growers will not want to take so many things back because it does cost them a lot of money to ship it back, and And they don't, they're not in the business of losing money. They want to make money at these shows. So they would prefer at the very end of the festival, they know already how much money they made in profit. So they're able to reduce them to a very low price. And these were reduced to 3 for $50. There was several boxes of different orchids and you can mix and match. So Terry and I went to town. I got these 3 and I can't wait to see them bloom because the flowers really are spectacular. All right, now let me think. All right, Nelson, think. I don't think I'm going to be able to do what I, oh, wait, no, that's not that. Let me see. Yep, I think that's it for Fort Lauderdale. I think if I run across something, I will show you. Let's go back. Let's go now to Tamiami. All right, Tamiami. I went crazy for this cactus. I don't know the name of it. It doesn't have a tag. They didn't have tags on their cactus. I do wish they did. I will put the name of the company. They had it on their t-shirts. But that's why I say it's so important to tag your plants and your orchids at these shows, because when YouTubers purchase them, we like to give you guys the credit. And so this one, I got it. It was the first thing I shopped. I love this little punk hairdo up there. And this cactus was just spectacular. When I saw it, there was only one. And I told Terry on preview day, when I was behind the scenes, I was like, Terry, I want that cactus. And I was torn between this one and another one. And as you guys see, my cactus collection is growing and doing very well. Oh, if you're wondering why this is here, it's so random. But anyways, I pulled this out of the refrigerator because I wanted to thank you again, John, for gifting me this, for covering the show. This was such a wonderful surprise. He gave me a bag with the polo shirt, and then that was wrapped up. And unbeknownst to him, that's my favorite champagne. I'm not a big drinker, to tell you the truth, but if I do drink, I like Prosecco or champagne. I used to drink whiskey, but honestly, I've cut out alcohol pretty much all across the board. But I do like my bubbly. And this is just an amazing, amazing, amazing champagne. If you guys like champagne, that's one to definitely have. So John, thank you so much for such a classy and beautiful gift. I was so happy when I saw it because I was like, oh yay, this is my favorite. And he didn't even know. Anyways, back to cactus. Excuse me. As you guys can see, my cactus collection is growing and doing very well. My monkey tail from Jeremy at SNW is just spectacular. And I have to cover it because I know you guys are going to wonder, about these things, even though I'm an orchid grower. But I seem to have a little green thumb, or should I say prickly thumb, for cactus. And I just had to get this. I think I paid $45 for this, or $35. I think it was $45. Absolutely beautiful. Very difficult to carry around the show when I got it. I literally got in with Terry on Friday, went straight to their booth to make sure it didn't get sold. And I was walking around with this thing, and it's not really a heavy pincher, but you can't really press, it's okay. You can actually carry it like a baby. And when they saw me like having a little trouble, they're like, listen, just give it to us. We'll put it under the table. And when I went to go pick it up at the end of the day, one of the guys said, the other guy did not tell me that this was sold, and I almost sold it. I would have died because I really, really liked it. And like I said, I want to grow my cactus collection. Now, since we're already here, do you guys know what this is? I finally got my hands on one. This is a Thai constellation monstera. And when I tell you what I paid for this, for you guys who are aroid collectors or know of this, you know that this during the pandemic, a leaf was $200. That's what I saw online. Well, again, Sunday at the Tamiami International Orchid Show, the international vendors had to really mark down the prices. And when I see that they mark them down really low, it's because they made really good sales. Like I said, they know how much they can mark down because they know by Sunday how much they've made in profits. When Laz tells me you have to run because they have the Monstera Thai Constellation for $10. I'm like, are you sure it's Thai Constellation? He's like, $10, run. And so Terry and I went. I don't think Terry bought one. I think she should have, because you can keep these indoors. I'm going to keep this indoors. I brought it out here only because I wanted to show you. But they do very well indoors, especially next to like a really big bay window, which I have. All that lighting makes them just grow, 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 grow. So I ended up potting it in this. I made my own mixture of cactus soil, tiny bark chips, some sponge rock, charcoal, and what else did I put in here? I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. And it gives it a lot of air inside the see, it's not so dense, because you don't want to plant these in dense dirt or anything like that, because it'll strangle the root and it'll die. You want to have something a little bit looser, and try, I had to dig it a little bit deep because it was wobbling, but try not to, you know, over bury it in the soil, and she will do just fine. But I am so excited. I can't wait to see this puppy fenestrate. It has one already fenestrating. Fenestrating is when it starts getting the little holes here, like those over there, my Lindinii. I think it's Lindinii. Andersonii, I'm sorry. The Monstera Andersonii, which I put on this tree. And they do very well here in my garden. Which, by the way, kudos to Lewis. Look how open it is now in the back. He cut him with another guy. They cut all those trees back, and he cleaned up the entire fence. Like, I couldn't even see my neighbor's yard. He trains his dogs with training Vitacourse, and I love to watch them. And I couldn't see them anymore. And he just said, you know what? I'm cutting all the Calusia hedges. Oh, by the way, we have parakeets here flying around. Somebody must have lost their parakeets. And he cut them down so short. They were over 10 feet tall. So kudos to Lewis for doing this. Amazing. Look at all the light that comes in. We're going to get our grass growing back. It's already growing back. All this was dirt. And even with the cold weather. So anyways, guys, I am very happy with this purchase. I think it was a steal. And I can't wait for it to get really big where I can get cuttings and start putting them up on my trees. All right, let's see. Let's go here. Yeah. Now here in this table, pa-da-pa-pa, is the real big haul. This is all at in the Tamiami International Show. I got to start with this beauty right here from Frau Nursery. She, you know, I don't know exactly where she's from. I should have asked her, and I don't have her information. This is a Dendrobium brown splash. Why they call it a brown splash, I honestly don't know. It's not brown at all. It's more of a fuchsia with yellow. And we went crazy for this. We all ended up buying it thanks to Roxy 365. If you guys know who she is, you know. She was right across from Frau and neighboring with Blanca's, her candles. I keep saying Blanca's Orchid Garden because of her channel. The Orchid Diva candles, or the Diva candles, Blanca's Diva candles. Sorry, Blanca. It's early in the morning. But anyways, she says, you guys, you have to see what she has. These are so hard to find. And I know about these type of splash. They are extremely difficult to find. And she had them for $35. We went monkey crazy. Everybody started grabbing, and she sold out. She sold out. Anyone that I saw that I knew, I would tell them, you got to go to Frau and get these dendrobiums. So we actually help her sell these dendrobiums out, which I think us YouTubers, you know, we have a huge impact on the sales of the orchids at these shows. Way more than I even used to think, especially when I look at your views and we do the pre-shows. You know, I think I'm going to start doing the behind the scenes a lot more, because it really, really, really does make a huge difference. I saw so many comments on my thread that you guys were like, oh my God, I thought it was next week. Thank you. You just reminded me. You know, and what if I wouldn't have had this video, the pre-show of either Fort Lauderdale or Tamiami, and someone forgets? It's a bummer, you know, because it's happened to me and I'm like, no, I thought it's next week. But anyway, we're going to continue doing that with some of the shows. And that way you guys can get a quicker alert and get more excited when you see what's behind the scenes, because you can make a nice little list of what you saw and liked, and it makes it easier to go shop. This I did not see at the pre-show. I saw on Friday morning. Right after I got my cactus, I ended up getting this one. And it is an absolutely stunning flower. Look at that. Now, if you're feeling a little jelly, wanting this orchid, this beautiful dendrobium, do not feel bad. She will be back in town very soon in March at the Wellington International Orchid Show held by Tangled Roots and Pam at Blooming Orchids. I mean, Orchids in Bloom. Sorry, Pam. Orchids in Bloom. What is wrong with me today? I'm getting everything in reverse. Dyslexia is for real. But anyways, Orchids in Bloom, Tangled Roots will be holding the Wellington show. I will be giving you guys a behind the scene like I did last year. And Frau told me herself, now I don't know if that's her name. I assume that's her name. I'm going to have to ask her next time I see her. She told me personally that she's going to bring a lot of these. So, and I don't know if she's going to bring different colors. So if you guys do want to collect this, that is the show to go to. And I don't know if she'll be able to have any more until next year. So make that part of your list, Dendrobium Brown Splash, because it is definitely one you need to put in your collection. And another one that I think you should put in your collection is this one. Terry almost bought two. This comes from my friends at Cruel Smith. This fowl, to me right now, it's my favorite fowl. Look at the tie-dye print on these petals. The video does not give this flower any justice. The red almost looks like a very, I kept on telling Terry, I keep thinking vampire red. You know, like that nail polish that women used to wear a lot, I think in the 90s. It was all over the place. It was called Vamp Red. That's what this looks like. It's that deep wine towards the darker red. And then it has those nice little tie-dye stripes. But look at the back, you guys. The back is just as cool and beautiful as the front. And I did want to take a second one because I said, what if I lose it? Because fowls are very sensitive. You know, they're okay, let me rephrase that. They're not sensitive. They just, you don't need to take care of them so much. Don't water them so much. Let them dry out. Look, everything here has not gotten watered, like I said, in almost 14 days. And everything is fine. Nothing is dying. I was going to say the grass. The petals are perky. Everything looks great. Look at this. New growth. No water. Dry. So orchids are okay drying out. And that's a lesson I had to learn. Because I thought, you know, oh my God, it's been 4 days. My orchids are going to die. So this is the name, the Foul Chiffon Black Snake, number 6. You guys can order it online from Cruel Smith. I wish, Julian, I know you're watching, that you guys would put your information on the back. I'm surprised Frank hasn't done this already. It would make it so much better. At least your website. So my light just went out. That way I could give the information right then and there. If not, you know, some of you just go on crawlsmith.com. I think it's crawlsmithorchids.com. Can't remember. Hey, get down. Get down. You're not supposed to be there. I'm telling you, it's funny. When I'm back here, they do all that kind of stuff. But I don't care if you want to be up there. You can't. That's Noah, by the way. Noah, say hi to the viewers. No, he knows. He said he's so vocal. All right, guys, let's get back to orchids. So here, my light keeps, I don't know what's wrong with it. When I put it at full spectrum, it kind of shuts off for a little bit. This has buds. It hasn't bloomed yet, but I will put the blooms because I think I videotaped it at the Orchid Den. And this is none other than the amazing Renee Marquis Tyler. See? This is what I love when people put their information down and you could just show it right there and you can reach out to them. Now, I've said before, what I love about Josh's orchids is that he really is very nitpicky. He's very OCD. So when he selects orchids to sell, it's like he's picking them for himself. So when you get an orchid from him, you're getting good quality. And even told Terry when I was over there, these Renee Marquis look very different from the ones that I've seen and the one that I have. First of all, look at the size. It's a beautiful, beautiful size. Very healthy size, very healthy leaves. But the flower itself was spectacular. It was bigger than normal, just very saturated in color. And I was on board with it. When I saw it, I told Terry, I go, oh, I need to have that. It's just a beautiful. The one I have doesn't look anything like this. It's been struggling for a couple of years. Now this right here, this beauty right here, if you guys see the show, again, at Tamiami, Lee's Orchids from Hawaii, he always brings such healthy orchids. I was telling him, how did you get these orchids to look like this? Like, they're just so healthy. Look at the cane on that. Let me see if I can. There we go. Look at the cane on that. Now this is a Sherry Abe, and I kept on calling it Sherry Abe. And it does have the Spectabile Dendrobium in it. So the flower itself is absolutely funky looking and beautiful. I do have, I believe, 2 other Sherry Abes, but they do not have canes like this. This is just, and look, a nice little new growth coming right out of there. So yes, sometimes I do repot them, but sometimes I just drop them in a, if I see that they're very well potted already, I try not to disturb it, because why? You know, I could do that later on. I let it acclimate, but some of them I do. See, Josh's, I didn't repot. Now this one here, when I saw this crazy beautiful Catasetum, yeah, the light gave up on me. Okay, we'll let it out. Let me see. Maybe I can take this outside, because this deserves to be shown in the light. Look at that, guys. This comes from Miss Vicky. Now, you guys know how I feel about Vicky's orchids. She is someone that I've taken a journey with her. Her growth and everything that she's put into her business. She's a very, very strong woman who is determined to grow her business and make it better. Every time I see her, she has the staff now at the shows. And this is someone that I started going to her nursery. No one knew about this nursery. It didn't even have a name. She was using her husband's nursery's name adjacent to her nursery. And now she has her own name. She's registered under Vicky's Orchids. And I always have to pick up a little something from her booth, because she brings, look at this Catasetum. And the fragrance on this is just delicious. There was a gentleman that I met through Roxy. He is a Catasetum expert. And I said, you know, it's interesting. I just picked up a Catasetum from Vicky's Orchids that I've never seen. I've never seen this kind of flower. It's tiny. It has a very strong fragrance. It's pink. And he says, oh, it's probably a, what was it, a Rebecca Northern or something like that? Nelson, the tag is right there. There you go. Yeah, Rebecca Northern. But this one's a cross. And he told me, and I said, well, I don't know because I'm not familiar with it. And so later on, I saw him. She only had 3 of these. And he went over there and he's like, wow, you picked up a really, really nice cross. He says, yeah, like I thought it was Rebecca Northern because of the way you described the hairy labellum right there. Sorry for the shaking. But it's just very cool. Now, unfortunately, Catasetums, you know, they're not an attractive plant. It looks like it's dried out and ready to throw out to the garbage, but don't do that because they release some spectacular fragrant. They're mostly, if not all, very fragrant. And this one definitely is one of those that has a very strong, distant fragrance because you can smell it from as soon as you walk in. When I walk in my shack, you can smell it. Let me see. Oh my God, it's like a spicy floral. It's the best way to describe it. So Vicky, thank you so much. Vicky, gracias por traer esto al show. Está tan espectacular esta flor. And this was the only one I saw on the show. So kudos to her for bringing something at an international show that, you know, there's so many vendors and so many flowers, and she brought something that was completely different from what everybody else had. Now here is some amazing, it's a little thing I'm doing here. Here, I'm going to put these, I'm doing one of these cones, only Ludminiana. Now, I'm not going to take credit for that. Julian at Curlsmith was the one who told me you need to do one of those cones since you already have an extra one of just Ludminiana. And he took me to this vendor, and right now I cannot remember his name or their name. It's from Hawaii, and not Hawaii, Brazil. I think it's called Floricultura or something like that. And Julian took me over and said, you need to get these two like ASAP for that cone I was telling you. So yes, I did pot them. And Julian, if you're watching, you're probably wondering, why did he pot them? Well, I felt weird leaving them out in the, wait a minute, this is not from them. Who is this from? Wait, this is from, oh, no, this is from, see. Oh, if I don't do my hauls right away, I start forgetting. Let's start all over. We'll come back to this one. Here we go. And let me put this over here because these two were a beautiful gift. Here, let's do this. This is going to be much easier. So these three are going to be put on a cone. Now, why did I put them in lava rock? It's because from my experience, if you leave them out too long free-rooted, at least here in my property, they do get a little bit funky, the leaves, and they'll start getting like kind of like pruny, like a raisin. So I said, let me just put them in lava rock. I don't mind them acclimating for a while. I want to let their roots grow a little bit more before I do put them, because I did that with these, and boy, was this a bad mistake, because I had 8 of these and I'm down to 3. I pulled them out of the pot. I didn't let them acclimate. This is the Happy from Curlsmith. It's a gorgeous Cattleya. And it just did not do well. And I realized that when I did my Rincon Stylus, I did let it acclimate in pots, and then I put them there, and boom, it was instant success. So I'm gonna do that with these for now, and maybe end of spring, maybe summer, I am gonna feed them a root growth. That way their roots start growing. Or when I see new shoots coming out, maybe I'll start putting them. But right now, I'm just going to keep them in pots. And these two came from Floricultura. I think that's the name of them. I hope I'm saying it right. Now, I'm going to put the name under. I'm going to do the same as I did before. I'm going to put the print of the flowers on top of this. And they're all Ludminiana. Now, Julian had picked I think it's a hot pink, which is what they call the Cattleya of Cuba, which is really Cattleya Venezuela that was taken to Cuba many years ago, and it just established itself over there as a native flower, but it's really not native to Cuba. And you know what? I think I forgot to take it, because now looking at my haul, I don't have it here. I think I left it at their booth. So Julian, if you find it, hold it for me. If not, I will see you in April. Or just send it to the Wellington show. I know they're going to be there. But anyways, these two came from Floricultura. I keep saying that. I don't know if that's the right name. And the one in the center comes from Julian. Look at this, how gorgeous that is. If I keep making these mistakes, I'm just going to make a whole cone out of these because I'm up to 3. It just started opening, so the petals are kind of like ruffly, but it's crazy. It all opened at the same time. I don't know if it had to do with the weather, but it is so beautiful. Very, very happy with this Cattleya. So I'm gonna run on to the next one because oh, you know what? We're already talking about Carl Smith. I didn't videotape this. It's so sad. This was a gift from Frank Smith himself. And the flowers, unfortunately, it was already blooming. So the flowers already kind of like died off. But this was so sweet. When I got over there, Frank goes, "Did you see the gift I got you?" And I'm like, "It's your birthday." Why are you kidding me? He goes, "Go see." And they pull this out. It was free rooted. What an incredible Cattleya this is. Now, it was free rooted. It was in a bag, so I didn't get a tag. I forgot to ask Julian to give me a tag for it. But I will put the name underneath and the flower on top. It is an absolutely beautiful flower. It looked fake when I looked at the flower when it was fresh. It looked fake. It was so pretty. It had these beautiful freckles. Absolutely stunning. Which after I saw those, I go to Julian, you know, I think I would want to put this in a mount. And he told me, yeah, mount it. It's much better. Oh, there's a orchid bee in here. It just flew by me. I love those. But anyways, there it is. Hey buddy, where are you? I want to get you on film. He's looking for flowers. They're so cool. If you guys ever seen an orchid bee, they levitate. They hover, levitate. They hover. It's flying around me. And they're iridescent. They're like iridescent green and blue. They're just very pretty. But anyway, he told me that this will do great on a mount. Again, I put it in there because I thought it was the safest thing to do with this cold weather. I was just freaking out a little bit. And I said, you know what? There it is. There it is. Come here, Papa. It's flying all over the place. I'm trying to get it. They're very fast. It's just going around me. I guess it likes my shirt. All right, guys. I think no, of course we haven't covered everything. Nelson, slow your roll, buddy. You're going at 500 miles per hour. Just like that bee. Do you guys see it? It's going around in the back. Anyways, I'm trying. Oh, wait. There it goes. Come on. Stop by an orchid. I want to capture you. They're so cool. They fly very different from regular bees. And they just stay in the middle of the air, just floating. Now, these two came from my friend Farida all the way from the Grand Cayman Island. And she comes to all the international shows. And she's always so generous. She always persists that I either pick a gift or she buys me a gift. She bought me that beautiful book, Plantopedia, that is on my living room table. And she said, I want you to go pick out an orchid of your liking. And I already had seen this one. Now I'm going I did take videos of this. Here's the information on the back. And I did film it. I've actually filmed both the tag and the live flower. I put a video of it. And I really, really wanted this in Fort Lauderdale. And they were there at Tamiami. And I'm like, you know what? I really should get this because I'm going to regret not getting it. And Farida's like, come on, let's go get it. And so when I showed it to her, she's like, oh my God, that's gorgeous. I think I'm going to take one too. And then this one was right next to it. And we were amazed at the leaves. Look at the leaves on this. They're like red. And Ted was saying that these leaves turn like this when you put them out in the sun, which I am going to put. I'm going to move all these. I just kept them here because it makes it easier to do the haul. But look at that. Look at that Plant Madness. I love that they put all their information every tag. This is really easy for me. But look at that leaf. I'm going to put the flower on top. It had the brightest, most saturated fuchsia color in a Cattleya. And so when we were like mesmerized, Farida goes, you know what? Take both. I want to give you both, and I'm going to take two as well. So we both are twinsies on these. So thank you, Farida. I'm so appreciative of your gifts. Always cherish them and take care of them, because like I said before, when you guys gift me things, it has such a greater meaning than just me buying it. And so I immediately put it in a pot, and I'm going to put them out here so they can get a lot of light and start blooming for me. Now, I'm going to point down because I don't want you guys to see what's in bloom. As you can see, there's a lot of yellowing going around, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Look at this Mocara. Now, I don't have the name. It doesn't have a tag, unfortunately. No tag, no nothing. But we're just going to appreciate the color of this. Hold on, let me see if the light works here. As long as it works. And you guys know that these Mocaros, they do great on trees. But I've learned that putting them in these cages keeps them growing up. And this is the kind of plant that as they grow tall, you can cut them once the roots grow out and create more. I'm going to actually, no, I'm not going to show you now. I'll show you my what's in bloom. Look at the labellum on that. It's pink. And normally you don't see that in a Mocara. And it's a pretty good size. This is also from the International Tamiami show. I think I need to close this channel and have another cup of coffee and then do my what's in bloom, because I'm going to be doing both today. But I am mesmerized with these colors. Both Terry and I got one. Just gorgeous. Oh my God, 43 minutes already. Okay, I got to cut this because I don't want to make it over an hour. I've given you guys too many hour shows. So let's just close it off. I want to do a what's in bloom so I can put it right after this. Let me turn this camera around. All right, that is it. That is the end of this 2-for-1 haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed showing you. I'm sure I forgot something somewhere. It always happens. But I think I gave you pretty much everything that I brought back home, both things that I shot for and gifts that you guys gave me. Thank you so much again for those wonderful gifts. And thank you, Fort Lauderdale Orchid Society and Tamiami International Orchid Show, for bringing us such incredible shows that we get to cover and bring to our viewers, especially those that don't live in Florida. They can live vicariously through these videos and get excited. And actually you can order online. That's the beauty of today's technology and easy shipping, that we can see something and order it. Back in the day when I was very young and I saw something on TV, it was so hard to figure out, oh, where can I order that, or how can I get it here? But nowadays, shipping has been made super easy all around the world. So I hope that I inspired you enough to shop for some things online. And, you know, remember to always give some love to the international vendors as well as the local vendors, because they work very hard to come down here and to bring such amazing orchids to share and sell to us crazy orchid collectors. So anyway, stay to the end. I'm going to show you a nice little photo journal. I met so many of you, so many. Actually, Friday I didn't film at all because there was a lot of people and everybody wanted to talk and converse. And I told Terry, let's not film a thing. Let's just have fun. Let's just walk around, meet people. It was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So anyways, guys, until next time, I am Nelson. You've been watching Nature Now. Remember to always, I don't see it. Well, keep it green. Keep it green. I will see you next time.